ladies and gentlemen. New York series part 3. Today we are off fishing, of course. Got the Slayer Max 10 in the Honda CR-V as we've done all trip. Hey, and I'm gonna say this too. I'm not sure how this comes off on camera on the videos, but this is really easy to do. Like, the convenience of just sliding this pretty much 95% rigged kayak in the back of this vehicle is like a piece of cake. It's easy peasy. Slide her in, drive to the fishing location, slide her out, put the wheels on, put the couple accessories on, and you're off. It's like no loading, unloading time at all. But that said, today we are going to fish about 40 minutes east of us. I fished there a few times. I did a tournament a couple years back in the spring, which is amazing, great fishing. Our buddy Jake Moulton, we fished with him a few times in the winter. Actually caught a few nice Tiger Muskie. And then just to, you know, speak on the quality of fish in this particular lake, I mean, local trail here, NYKBF. Take a look at these standings from their spring tournament. So clearly this lake has some quality fish in it, and that's why we're making the trip. Haven't fished it this time of year. Based on our previous videos, I mean, the fishing's kind of been weird. You know, we've had some really drastic changes in weather, starting out with real sunny, hot conditions the first day to literally the air temperature dropping 30 degrees and shivering in some freezing cold wind. But the fish are on the chew. You just have to find that right presentation, that right bait, and that is the plan today. So we are gassed up, we are ready to roll. We'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, we are on the water. First observations, a lot of dying grass off into some of these coves. Like I mentioned, we come here in the winter with Jake, caught a few bass and some really nice Tiger Muskie out in some of this deeper grass. That weather, however, if you guys remember that video, kind of sketchy. We had to get off the water because it got so sketchy out here. But man, conditions today, I mean, it's cool. 51-degree air temp. Looks like the water temp's 56. Calm, partly cloudy day. It's weird, every trip we've been out so far, which has only been 3 trips, granted different bodies of water, it seems like the bite's been different each place, each time out. We've kind of had to figure out exactly how the fish wanted the bait. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, hopefully, what these fish are doing and if we can piece together a pattern. I don't know. Go with the rig to start. Go with the rig. This was one bait we thought would destroy during our time here, but one bite we have not gotten on yet, surprisingly, has been like a moving bait, like a spinner bait or a chatter bait or an A-rig. I really thought that would be a player this trip, especially with this cooler water. Well, we have yet to find that bite. Maybe today's the day. Okay, you know what that means. Let's see. I just saw a Tiger Muskie right behind me. That was definitely a Tiger Muskie. Came up and got something. Yeah, that was a Tiger Muskie. Try a lot of stuff today. Alright, so what have we been fishing for 20-30 minutes, and you can see we've just kind of soon as we launched, just started fishing. Picked up an A-rig, spinnerbait, threw a jig for a second. Really just covering water, taking a look at my graph. Just hoping to get bit at some point and use that information to figure out maybe a bait for sure, but then like a depth or a location that we can target these fish. Trying to mix it up and go a little deeper and go a little shallower. It's crazy though. You do think that, you know, on a day like this, a little cloud cover, a little wind, water actually has a little stain to it. It rained all last night. I think a spinnerbait or an A-rig really. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a tiger. Gosh. Dang it. It's either a tiger or oh, it is a tiger. Oh. Golly. I'm gonna mark it. Mark it with a gasoline icon. So no net, not because I forgot it, because I broke my other one my last trip here, and I just didn't feel like bringing one. I knew the dangers today would be catching a tiger, not necessarily in general, but if we caught one on like a jerk bait or a treble hook bait, I knew that would be trouble. But spinnerbait won't be too bad, I don't think. Put a death grip on this fish. How are we gonna do this? How are me and you gonna hang out for a second? Oh yeah, look at that Tiger Muskie. Beautiful. Choke the spinnerbait. It probably is actually easier to try to land these fish without a net. They do that death roll, as Jake called it, when they get in the net. Super hard to get them out of it. Can't deny it, they're a beautiful fish. Alright, no skunk. As luck would have it, this is my only spinnerbait. I don't know why I forgot all my spinnerbaits, but they're gonna hit a spinnerbait. They should hit like an A-rig and stuff like that. Imagine where there's Tiger Muskie, there's bass as well. And they read our mind too. We're like, yeah, it's like perfect conditions for a moving bait, blade bait. Maybe it is, I don't know. It was a fun bite though. That thing smoked it. There we go. A-rig fish. Feels like a bass. It is a bass. A little shallower than I thought. Way shallower than I thought. Oh, he ate that good too. That's how you want him to eat it right there. Nice. Alrighty. First bass of the day. Little guy, but kind of shallow. On an A-rig. 2 bites so far on moving baits. What we were saying, maybe this was gonna be the day we'd actually catch fish in a way they're supposed to eat. We'll see. Want to get bit at this point. This could be dangerous. I realize the gamble I'm taking. I do. Muskie follower. Not that I saw, at least. 12:11. Did not think that after those 2 bites relatively early on in the day, you know, the first 45 minutes, I didn't think we'd be without another bite at 12:11. Weird. covered a lot of this northern section of the lake. Places I've never fished, some I have, some I haven't, of course, but I don't know. I don't know what's up. I understand this. Man, it just takes forever. Oh, it's a big largemouth. Golly. There we go. Oh, look at that one. There we go. Oh, yeah. Finally. You know, it's funny. It's right on that same waypoint we caught the Tiger Muskie. Oh, it's not as big as I thought, but we'll take them. Whew. It has been tough. Look at that, same waypoint. They're right next to the same waypoint. I wonder if there's something there that's maybe attracting some fish. God, we've been fishing everywhere today. Shallow, deep, mixing it up. I don't know what's going on. Not sure what the deal is. There we go. Yes, I think we found a little area of them. Yeah. Oh, it's a brown one. Dude, multi-species kind of day. Alright. Right around my little gas pump icon. Be interesting if we had our buddy Bailey's Mega Live, that live imaging, if we could just kind of like scan around and see exactly how much activity is going on here. I bet you there's a lot. I bet you we've had a lot of followers on the A-Rig and they just haven't committed. Obviously there's no way to know unless you have the live imaging, but I'd be willing to guess that we've had plenty of fish look at our bait today instead of bite it. Oh, there we go, on the grass line. Nice. Alrighty. Yeah. Just takes forever, but eventually we get bit with enough casts. Oh man. That one was right on the grass line. See, I feel like I've been fishing kind of smart, you know? Like you can see on the down imaging, right on the grass line, the transition. It's in like 13, 14 foot of water. I'm working our baits right on top of it, right along it. Just, you'd think that we'd get way more bites, just I don't think it's that kind of day. It's a tough bite today. Alrighty guys, trip number 4 in New York in the books, and this was the toughest one yet for sure. You know, we had high hopes, high expectations today, going to a place that has a lot of quality fish. Otisco Lake, we've seen them, we've caught them before. The conditions set up just right. Air temp was cool, had some cloud cover, beautiful morning to start. Ultimately, it did not pan out how we dreamt it. Got out there around 8:30 and started fishing around that big grass flat up on the northern end. Really just blind casting, looking for a hint, looking for a clue to see maybe a depth, a bait presentation that these fish wanted to bite. Didn't take long, picked up a spinner bait, working it about over 10 foot of water and got slammed. And wouldn't you know, it was the old Tiger Muskie, a really cool species specific to that lake. So no complaints, and a bite pretty early on a blade bait, kind of doing what they were supposed to do. We mentioned that so far this trip, we haven't had a moving bait bite, nothing on blade baits, spinner baits, chatter baits, nothing like that, which is what we thought would be a major player. Just hasn't happened. So first bite bite, Tiger Muskie on a spinnerbait. I'm thinking that's a good sign. Not too much longer later, pick up an A-rig and get bit. First largemouth of the day, not a big one, but again, a positive sign, another bite that, hey, these fish are eating blade baits, moving baits on a cloudy day in the fall. Okay, makes sense. Well, long story short, we covered a ton of water. I mean, a ton of water. You can even see from the tracking that we had on our map today, we went everywhere. We circled the same areas a bunch of times too, and that was the deal. We had to cover a lot more water to get the final bites that we did. You know, we tried shallow, we tried deep, mainly focusing deep on the grass lines in areas that I thought maybe there could be some fish. And I do think there were fish in a lot of these places. I just don't think they were eating the bait. But we kept plugging away and actually went to the spot we caught the Tiger Muskie first thing in the morning and got bit on the A-rig. This was, I think, around like 1 o'clock, so a long time into the day to get our third bite of the day. Confidence booster. At that point, I was almost ready to pack up and leave, but that fish kept me out there for a few more hours. About 10 minutes later, same area, got a smallmouth. A smallmouth of all things on the A-rig. I don't know, things were looking a little better, but as luck would have it, and as it tends to do to me frequently, you get excited and then your hopes and dreams are shattered once again. And that pretty much was the rest of the day. We fished probably another 3 hours. You got one more bite on the A-rig, and it was a nice largemouth, but that was all she wrote. So 5 bites all day and made a million casts. I mean, I'd say we ended up committing mostly to that A-rig, which looks phenomenal. It's a great A-rig. I love that A-rig and the little swim baits we put on it. It looks great in the water, but that was really the only thing we could trick them on. I don't know, man. It was just one of those days where I do not think those fish were eaten. But guys, that is going to conclude trip number 4 in New York, and we are going down to the wire. We've got one more trip left. We've had 4 trips. We've tried 4 different bodies of water. We've had mixed results everywhere. So this 5th trip, I don't know where we're gonna go. I'm not sure if we're gonna try somewhere new or maybe go to one of the areas that we had some success at. So I'll have to think about that in the next day or two. And that said, I will see you guys in the next video for the last and final video of the New York series. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you then.